The ones will respect you if you give them the respect. It's not a weakness to show respect. We should all show respect to each other.
Yeah, the cashier will rat you out and then you're done.
You know in the comments if you've been through a situation where you blew past some ones and you caught some heat, or a situation where you hung back and you know, and it was all good, because there's a lot of respect.
So there's many aspects of motorcycle riding that you might not see just off a short glance when you get your first bike and you kind of just cruising on the road. And then you'll quickly realize that, yeah, there's a lot of crazy people out there that will try to hit you. There's a lot of old ladies out there who aren't trying to hit you, but they will anyways. And then you got your cornering, you got your wheelies, you got all this stuff. But one thing I don't see enough people talking about is how to stay safe on these streets. And I don't mean, you know, riding out of your skill level. I'm talking about you pass a bunch of bearded, beefy boys on the highway, little too fast, you stop for some gas and 20 Kratos-looking dudes just beat the crap out of you. And then you're left lying there just asking, what went wrong? Why didn't ROKYT tell me what to do in this situation or how to avoid this situation? So that's why I'm here. Now, I'll be honest, I'm pretty ignorant on outlaw gangs, motorcycle gangs in general. I usually don't like riding with people. I love riding alone because you can set your own pace. Also, just riding in a group, not even in a gang, just riding with a bunch of buddies is deceivingly dangerous. Group riding is deceivingly dangerous. You all got to make sure you're on the same page. You all got to make sure you're not turning into each other. You guys got to know where you're stopping, where your turns are. You got to learn to signal everybody. And if you mess any of those things up and someone's like following you a little too close in the back, or you're going a little too fast, and people behind you can't keep up, somebody is going down, and it happens very often, especially if you're riding with new people for like the first time, or if new people are riding with you. But yeah, there's a ton of reasons why you can get into motorcycle riding. I mean, the big one for me is the adrenaline and the freedom, because I know you can grow up, you know, with motorcycle gangs in mind, and the reason why you're getting a bike in the first place is to join a motorcycle gang in the future. But I was never inspired by the group of 30 Harleys making the street sound like a war zone. I was more inspired by the guys riding sport bikes, dragging me, popping wheelies at 100 miles an hour. That's what got me into motorcycling. So there's a bit of a disconnect there between me and guys who are solely about that biker life. So with all that being said, today we're going to educate ourselves and we're going to learn how to how to coexist with motorcycle gangs, because it's stuff you need to know. You should know all aspects of motorcycle riding. You should know all aspects of the force. Do it. So today's video comes from Sose the Ghost. He wears a skeleton mask like myself, but we couldn't be further apart. I don't have a cruiser. I'm a few pounds too light. I'm a few beard follicles short. Also, I know I'm probably saying his name wrong. I don't know how scared I should be, but again, we're learning. We're educating ourselves. And I don't know if I said it or not, but this video is called Passing 1%ers in Motorcycle Clubs as a lone wolf, no club. That's most of us, I'm assuming. So let's go. Let's learn.
Big shout to everybody out there. Hope everybody's riding safe. Today
we ride safe. We watch Dan Dan.
Today, you know what? Let's just call it what it is. Let's call a spade a spade. We're gonna talk about respect. I did a video called Passing 1%ers in Motorcycle Clubs about 2 years ago, and I did it from the perspective of being that you were in a motorcycle club pulling up to another motorcycle club.
I can't begin to imagine the dynamics of that. We are not at that stage yet. That's like level 30. We're like level 5.
Pulling up on a 1% club.
I don't want to pull up on anybody.
I've been asked about this for a couple years now. As a lone wolf pulling up to a 1% club, how will we maneuver in without getting caught up in a situation? What is the proper respect when you're pulling up to a club? Never try to pull into their pack.
Okay.
A club or not a club.
I feel like I should be taking notes, actually. So you don't want to pull up on them, but if you do pull up on them, you don't want to be in their pack, because then it's like when you take a queen bee out of its hive, but then you put another queen in there, the bees will turn on it. So like they know you're not part of the pack. They know you pulled up.
Never try to, I don't care if you're on the same side, give them their space, because you don't know what issues they got with what club.
See, this is just me being ignorant. I just thought that like a lot of motorcycle clubs was just riding around in like a designated path or like in circles and just like enjoying the camaraderie of like riding with the group and like all those chunky Harleys just making all that beefy noise. I thought that was it. But if these gangs are actually doing criminal activities, then it's no different from like gang warfare. We're like, yeah, you don't want to make it seem like you're part of an enemy club. Yeah, that's actually really good advice.
You could sit there and look like one of their enemies. You could look like one of their enemies.
We don't want that.
You know, that road captain, he's gonna pull out and see who's pulling up on the pack.
Road captain.
Road captain or the tail gunner.
Road captain, the tail gunner. I'm writing mental notes.
You know, whatever that diamond club, however they move, whatever they call it.
Diamond club.
We're gonna hop out of that pack and they're gonna make their presence felt. A lot of times, this situation is not gonna happen. A lot of times, the one percenters are gonna be flying. They're gonna be doing like 90 tight pack, and they're gonna fly by. But
Okay.
you got your people, you know, like, and I'm speaking from the East Coast perspective. You got your people on these sport bikes, and those things go 160. They fly.
They really do. They really. I wouldn't know that, but I hear they do.
And I was with my club where dudes fly by and they think it's cool, and then you get to the gas station and things don't go so well.
And then you get killed. I mean, if these dudes are already going 90, I really don't see the point in passing them unless you just really gotta, you know, if you're really late for work. But I mean, if they're going slow and you really need to pass them, I mean, he's gonna talk about the proper etiquette about passing the clubs without offending anybody. But I mean, if you got a sports bike, I mean, and you have a full tank of gas, you could just take off. You could. I'm not saying you should. But you could, and these guys are all on cruisers. They're not going to catch you. They're never going to catch you. Unless they got guns. Bullets go faster than sports bikes.
Am I saying that bikers own the road and you need to lay down for us? That's not what I'm saying.
By the way, I like his
What I
360
am
cam.
saying
It's good
is,
quality.
This is for the people that want to know and not disrespect anybody.
That's what we don't want.
Like I've said it before in the past, it's almost like, let's just say we're just standing on the block. It's a whole bunch of us. We're just standing there.
Okay.
And we're walking. We decide to walk, like we're going inside the bar or something, right? Someone just runs by us and runs in front of us and goes inside the bar first and gets served first.
Uh-oh.
You know what I
No.
mean? It's kind of like
No. We're assaulting somebody.
it is disrespectful. And it's like, I understand you're not in a club, you don't have to adhere to club rules. It's different if you're in a club. It is very different. But my opinion is you should hang back a little and get the okay. Because, you know,
Just in case. Just in
Let's
case.
be honest here. And listen, I'm saying this from a perspective of somebody that would be myself riding with a diamond on. Pull
With
up
a
to
diamond.
I'm not just gonna fly past them like, oh, I'm super one percenter. Will there be diamond clubs that just fly by and feel that they're king of the road and not respect? Yes. That is a reality of life.
I get what he's saying. He's saying personally he wouldn't do a lot of this stuff, but he's just saying violent people exist on the road, which, you know, he's right. And yeah, some people won't care about you doing like dank woolies 100 miles an hour past them. Some people will get offended at something, some people won't. It all depends on how sensitive you are to it. So I can see a lot of things that I might do that these guys might seem not respectful. And I will change that. I will change my habits. I will change my habits for the better.
But they have earned for many years the position that they're sitting in. So, and that's the thing.
Okay, this is definitely
hop on the
crime. This is definitely crime, right? Like, earn your spot. Like, I would figure you don't earn that spot by just riding around the same routes a lot of times, and then because you did that real good, then you're the boss. I think he's actually talking about criminals.
Talk about these situations, but they don't know what we had to do to put in the work to get that diamond.
Yeah.
It's a certain
You don't know the teeth they had to pull, the fingers they had to break.
Earn your way, and then for a person to just come in and talk about your lifestyle is disrespectful. Real quick too, hit me with a pound what state you're from, because all states
New York.
are different.
Queens,
also,
baby.
Let me know in the comments if you've been through a situation where you blew past some ones and you caught some heat, or a situation where you hung back and and it was all good, because there's a lot of respect.
Yeah, to answer the first point, I've actually never really encountered one percenter motorcycle club ever. Where I ride, I mean, the most you're gonna find is maybe 5, 6 older dudes with their old ladies in the back just riding Harleys around on like a Sunday evening and like khaki shorts and like tank tops, just typical Florida man garb. And that's what you'll usually find. They're not, looking for any trouble. It's not like their old lady has got like a bat and just knocking over mailboxes and other riders. It's not like that. I live in a very boring spot.
The ones will respect you if you give them the respect. It's not a weakness to show respect. We should all show respect to each other. There was a funeral procession and a biker got his ass whooped because he flew by. And they were going at a certain speed.
I can get that.
And that's a huge disrespect.
School buses, school zones, funeral processions. Like, yeah, I get it.
I know a situation personally where I saw something like that and it did not end well. And this is just knowledge, like,
that's common sense. I agree.
It's not like saying that it's right that you should, you know, get your ass whipped if you cut somebody off. Road captains will kick your bike because they don't know who you are. They might think you're an enemy. You got to remember, there's a lot of stuff going on right now.
Yeah.
And it's not, you know, they
I can see that. They're not being, like, necessarily mean. Actually, let me rephrase that. They don't know who you are, so they're just kicking you preemptively because you could be a part of a rival. You could be a spy for another gang. And if they take you out, if you're innocent, it sucks. But if you were the enemy, at least they took an enemy out. So I get it. I get the brain, the thought process behind that. I think the same way in DayZ sometimes.
A lot of stuff on the web of the problems that certain clubs have with each other. I don't get into that too much. They give you the nod and you know, they're like, go ahead, you can pass. Just pass through with respect. Don't just fly by.
No.
You know, in a disrespectful manner. Respect. Give a head nod. Something. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, there's nothing wrong with giving respect. It does not make you less of a man. People think that, like, if you slow down at a light or something like that, like let's say you're not on a highway or whatever, and you slow down at a light, people think that you could like pull behind and like actually be part of the pack. Never.
No.
Keep your distance.
No, I wouldn't even do that. Come on,
that.
that's common sense. If you see a bunch of dudes looking like this guy, and you're just gonna like waddle up with your like little Ninja 250 right in the middle between all of them. I mean, they might just take it as a joke and laugh at you, but if they think you're some spy that has a death wish, you're in trouble. So I get that. That's common sense. Don't just insert yourself into groups like that.
You don't want to pull up.
Don't want to pull up.
You have to be asked to come into the pack. You cannot just pull into the pack.
Don't pull up at the after party.
This information is valuable for somebody young that's just learning about the set, because if you just jumped on a bike like that, a lot of people act like everybody's supposed to know everything. But
exactly, like they just teach you the MSF stuff, you know, or like what Dan will teach you, like basic survival, or like how to like save your buddy who goes down like in a gravel patch and loses like 80% of his skin. But you see, Dan doesn't know the streets. Like, he knows the streets, but he doesn't know the streets. He doesn't teach people how to survive these kinds of situations. We're educating the youth.
If you've never been in a club in your life and you just jump on a bike, how do you know what's respect and what's disrespect? Some of your little, you know, people that you know, the young boys that ride crazy and they might be a little disrespectful.
I don't ever do that.
Learn something, because this is valuable information. Fly past people you disrespect, and it's a small world. So when you're at that gas station, a couple of
the cashier will rat you out, and then you're done.
Get your gas, get a head nod, have a conversation, maybe get some love from a club.
I want some love from the club.
Keep keeping on. Like when I started Demons Road TV, we ghosted, baby.
All right, my boys. All right, so that was a very insightful video, I feel. A lot of stuff that it's kind of common sense, you know, don't pull up. But if you do pull up, make sure you're cleared with the tail gunner and the road captain before you pass. And most of the time they'll be going 90, so you won't have to ask them to pass because you're riding a normal bike like a normal law-abiding citizen, and you won't need to pass them at 100. But if you do, just make sure you have a fast bike that's full of gas, and you will probably survive. Not saying you should do that, but I'm just saying it's an option. All jokes aside, I do agree with him with a lot of what he's saying. Just show respect. You essentially use common sense, you know. Don't be an idiot out there. Or if you are, be a calculated idiot, you know. Act like an idiot in certain spots, not around cars, you know, and have fun, you know. I mean, I think this guy is a lone wolf now. I think that's what he implied. I'd be curious to see some more of his videos and see what life was like as a crew member. I think I'm going into like my GTA lingo, a crew member of the posse. I'm saying all these words wrong. So thank you guys for watching. Comment below your experiences with motorcycle clubs or being in a motorcycle club. Maybe next video we can learn about how to be a real biker, figure out what a rub is, or hear Sose's story about being shot and handcuffed to a hospital bed. That actually looks very intriguing. I might actually check that out. Or you guys just want to see me on the road and like practicing wheelies or something, or helping old lady across the street. Would you like to see that? Yeah, comment, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Bye-bye.